everyone, it's Sue. Welcome back. Today I'm just going to be doing a mass make on some cluster page tucks. I came across these printables from the old design shop. The shabby botanical ephemera is this one. And I also had a look in her shop and I found the shabby botanical ephemera kit as well. They're just beautiful and I love the subtlety of the colours. There's 3 pages in each kit and I've cut them all out and rounded the corners and just distressed the edges. I've also got some coffee dyed tags and I spent quite a bit of time recently stamping and die cutting some greenery, some reinforcements. I've got a little bit of a thing for circles at the moment. I love using different coloured reinforcements for on ephemera, just for decorative pieces, and I've cut some greenery and some lighter shades of sprigs. I just thought I might incorporate those as well, so I've got that. I've also got beside me some folders. I like to keep my printables and my die cuts in some folders or books, so these are all stamped images. I thought some of these might go well with the colours of the printable, so I'm just going to use some of those. I've also got some Viber vintage printables that I thought would be quite handy, and I've got some Tim Holtz ephemera and some numbers and labels as well. So I don't know whether they're too dark for these, but I just grabbed a few books and thought I'll just grab from them. I'm just finding lately I'm feeling a little bit overwhelmed with all of my supplies, so I find if I just limit myself to just a few different things, I'm a little bit more productive and I find it a little bit easier to make decisions. So we're going to get started. I'm just going to ink around all of these. You don't really need to see me do that. It'd be like watching paint dry, so I will go off and do that and I'll be back in a second. As I was inking all of those little cards, I decided that on some of them I wanted to put a little bit more texture into the background. You'll see there's like a fair bit of white space, so to speak, on some of them. I mean, they're beautiful as they are, but because I'm doing some clusters, I didn't want them to be too plain. So I've just grabbed some Tim Holtz stamps. I really like the font and the writing on this particular stamp that I'm grabbing out now. And I'm just going to use it without a block. And because it's the bottom right-hand side, it's going to look really weird, but I'm going to use it upside down and upside down onto the cards because I just want to use that particular area. It doesn't really matter. It could go anyway. Up, down, sideways, doesn't matter. So I'm just going to go through and just do some random stamping just to add a little bit of texture and something to the background. I'll also maybe do some number stamping on them as well. Once again, it's probably not something that you really need to watch me do, but you can see it's just adding a little bit of something extra. That particular one had enough on the background, doesn't need any more. So I'll just go off and do that really randomly. And then we'll move on with the next step. All stamped. I'm pretty happy with those. Now I'm going to probably cut some of these coffee dyed tags in half because I'm just using them as tucks. I can really get 2 tucks out of 1 tag on some of them because I'll be covering up majority of the tag. So I just want it to look like there's a full tag underneath, but I'm going to layer some of the foliage and labels and all that sort of thing over the tag and underneath the butterfly or the floral botanical card there. So I'm just going to flick through. I think I'll probably speed this part up. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments below. I'm happy to answer. but it's pretty straightforward. I'm just trying to make a decision on how I'm going to get started, and I'm a little bit slow to start off with, but once I get going, I make a few. So I'll speed this bit up for you to have a look at, and I'll come back at the end and show you what I got made. So I showed you the ones that I had made while filming, and I made a few extra off camera. Some of them are pretty plain. Some of them, I mean, they're less is more sometimes, isn't it? So I really do love the die cut foliage on them. They all turned out so differently, but just beautiful. I'm really excited to get them in some journals and use them as tucks, and you can put bits and pieces in behind them instead of just using a plain pocket. So this is my mass make for this Monday. I hope you enjoyed watching this. I hope you'll give it a go yourself. As I said in so many other videos, botanical and nature just make me so happy, and I just find that I can be so creative when using those images. That piece there, I've actually just cut 1/2 of the butterfly's wings. You can see there, and I've just added some foliage underneath. And you can see also the ring reinforcements how I like to use them, just as embellishments on pieces as well. So you cut them all out in different colours. I used a 1/2 of one there with a brad. So some beautiful page tucks there. As I said, I hope you enjoyed watching me make them. I really enjoyed making them. So thanks so much for watching. And until next time, guys, I hope you get a little bit of creative time in. I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye.